Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Welcome back. And our next conversation, it is all things healthy fats, specifically omega-3 fatty acids. Now, when it comes to dietary fat, what matters most is the type of fat we consume. And they are healthy fats that are necessary and beneficial for our overall health. And we have with BWELL, Dr. Michele Vanzaghi. He's here to tell us a little bit more. Good to have you here.
So nice to be back.
I love your knowledge when it comes to just understanding the human body. Now, for today, we are obviously talking all things healthy fats, and I have a lot of people that are like, "Ooh, can't eat that. There's too much fat in it." But there's a difference between healthy fats and bad fats. Can you tell them apart for us, please?
Of course. So I always say that, in culture today and how much information there is out there about diets, it's so difficult to discern what's good for you and what's bad for you, especially with fads like Banting and the Mediterranean diet, like what do you include, what don't you include. I think what's really important to understand what fat is, it's probably the most dense macronutrient that we have in our diet. So what that means is it's the macronutrient with the most calories per gram. Understanding the difference between good and bad fats is like understanding a balance, a homeostasis in your body, because we often, it's impossible to avoid everything in extremis. So you're always going to eat a little bit of everything. But the easiest way, or the way that people have described it the most commonly, is that the good fats are the unsaturated fats, which are liquids at room temperature. And then the colloquial bad fats are the fats that are saturated, or the trans fats. And we can explore that a little bit more in what we talk about and what these products are. But omega-3 is essentially an unsaturated fat that we can't produce inside our bodies. So it needs to be taken exogenously. It needs to be taken in our diets.
So how can we incorporate omega-3s into our diet?
So, I mean, the richest source of omega-3 is fatty fish, salmon and tuna, and the normal fatty fishes that we know of. But most people in their regular diets are never going to get enough of that. So in using supplementation, I mean, we don't often say that that's a good way to do anything. We don't want to take pills that supplement anything else. But there are products that are enhanced with omegas, and there's a lot of omegas in our natural fatty oils that we use if we're using the right ones.
Okay.
Obviously, BWELL is a great product because they enhance all their products with omega-3, and that kind of incorporates it more naturally into our diets. And it helps us because we use oils to cook all of our other foods. So it's a great way of using omega-3s in our diet.
Now, let's unpack the healthy fats that we've got, and especially the ones that are packed with omega-3s. Now, earlier you mentioned fish. Of course, we have our BWELL products here, from our cooking oil to our canola oils to our mayos. How else can we get those healthy fats into our bodies?
So, I mean, obviously diet is the most important.
Yeah.
Enhancing our diet with oils that we know have healthy fats inside them. I think people know about avocados, nuts, and seeds. All of those things have a lot of fat. And I think it's just about understanding where the bad fats are and trying to avoid that. And using that balance to create your fundamental diet is the most important thing. But I always say, things that you use every day in addition to your diet that have healthy fats in them are by far the best way to supplement your diet.
I almost feel like we need to rework the dictionary here and almost call the healthy fats we should exclude the word fats, because I think it always just has that negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
Now, for a mom, for someone that is providing for the family, even myself trying to, convince my friends that there are good fats, there are bad fats, but the ones that are essential for you, how can you get your family to, up their healthy fats?
So I think the most important thing is understanding what we mean by healthy fats, right? So there's different types of lipoproteins in your body, high density and low density lipoproteins. And the low density ones are the bad ones that carry fat from your liver to the rest of your body, to the heart vessels, to the blood vessels. So they increase your blood pressure and they increase to cardiovascular disease, versus the high density lipoproteins that actually carry that fat away.
Okay.
So we balance our fats by eating the right fats, the healthy fats. We increase the high-density lipoproteins, and that way, in our bodies, our fat in the peripherals is well controlled. And I think if we create that knowledge in our children, it's always very empowering to have knowledge. I always say that. And I think just denormalizing the word bad and good is always what I say. There is no such thing really, if you think about it. It's all about balancing those two things and eating everything in moderation. So if we teach our kids about moderation, and I don't really believe in being extreme, I think people should be balanced and they should do things that work for them. No one really fits a mold. So I think just creating knowledge about what fats are and how they help us and what they do for us is the best way to teach people to eat them.
Oh, well, there we go. Michele, thank you so much for joining us today, Doc. And you can introduce your family to the range of healthy foods and flavors from around the world that they rely on healthy fat to deliver great flavor. And think about the nut-based sources of that Mediterranean that makes other healthier foods, such as vegetables and fish, more appealing. And BWELL has created a cookbook with amazing recipes that you can try. It's quick, it's easy, and you can simply download it for free on bewellfoods.co.za.